Hello and welcome to today's show, The Breakthrough Podcast. I am your host, Reba Bell. This podcast is brought to you by From Ashes to Beauty Coaching. Go to rebabell.com to sign up for your free consultation today. Good morning, guys. Today is March 21st, 2022. And this is episode 10. We're getting up there. We're still talking about the month of March. And I'm also contemplating doing the month of April. We're going to do summer April. We're going to do financial literacy. We're still talking about financial literacy. I am going to pretty much have more guests on. So I'm just basically planning. You guys know I give you the raw and I give you the real. So with that being said, let's get into today's episode. So today's episode is pretty much asking you a question, but we're pretty much having you think today. Do you have a negative mindset about money? We're going to go straight into it. Now, when I ask that, it's because I'm talking about intentionally. Do money control your emotions? What I mean also is when you don't have money, do you think everything is going wrong? But when you do have money, it's like, oh, I'm on top of the world, Mom. So the reason why I say that is because as I am learning, I'm teaching, coaching, I am learning things about myself with money. Now, one thing about me and my background, because my mother has taught me a lot about finances when I was growing up. I know how to budget. I'm great with that. I budget everything to the T. I'm very frugal. And I have good credit right now. Years ago I didn't, but I built up and fixed my own credit and I didn't have to pay anybody. But here's the thing. All this works together with money. Money is the factor of everything that we think or we say. And I am, like I said, I'm learning things because I'm watching different, I'm watching different sermons. That's how I get my education. I get my education from reading the word and watching different sermons about money and finances. And especially right now, that's what everybody is talking about. So why not? But I realized myself, I had me and my son listening to Todd, one of his sermons yesterday, and it's about money. And he was talking about how we have a negative placement or a negative thought about what we feel about money. And I started thinking, maybe I do. Meaning that I know for me personally, when I am in between blessings, because I am telling people to watch their words, so I'm watching my words. We don't say broke. When I'm in between blessings, and I am a giver, I tithe. So though that just comes, me being a giver and tithing, that just automatically is a part of me. I've learned that at an early age. But besides that, when I am in between blessings at that time or that stage and waiting on God to do another thing financially with me, I notice I go into this emotional state where I'm more agitated. I'm more tight in. I am very short. And a lot of times other people may not realize, but I realize it because the things I want to do and the things I need to do or whatever is going on in that situation, I can't do at that time. And so I get agitated. So, and I'm asking this question because it applies to me, but at the same time, I want you to think, I want you to process, I want you to see what happens when you have money in your pocket or your savings account, wherever you got it, have a cushion, if you want to say, whatever. And you got enough for your needs, your wants, and you got extra, whatever. Personally, what happens when that happens with your emotions, and also when you don't have it. In the past, if you didn't have it, think back what would happen and what your emotions would be like. And the reason why is because, like, when I was listening to Marcus, I was like, okay, I do that. If it's something to the point of fact that I know that I put a budget together and I stick to it to the T, and with me, I budget every week. And that's just how it works with me. I do my budget for the month, but I do a budget for the week. And if I know that it's something that I technically need and I can't get it, it like throws my mind off. It throws what I'm supposed to do, or it throws what my whole day would be, or sometimes it does do that. And I'm just being transparent with you guys. What I had to realize listening to that at the end of the day, God is the author and the finisher of our faith. Meaning, watch your words. Meaning also believing that, yes, at this time, I might not have it, but I am better and could be worse off than everybody else or someone else in my position. As most people know, I've been homeless before, twice. I'm not homeless. I have 2 kids, beautiful kids. I'm currently married, and I'm not homeless, So when we go into these mind states of feeling like, because we don't have what we think we need at that time, look around. Take a look at what the possibilities of what could have been. Everybody is on this kick right now. Everybody's on this kick right now with these gas prices. And trust me, I'm going to tell you my history with gas. I used to go to the pump. I fill up. It's my history. And I drive off. I was talking to my husband years ago, and I remember when it was going up again, and it's before the pandemic and everything, and I said, I never really realized that I don't look at the gas price. I just pump, go pay whatever I need, and go. Whether I fill up, whether I'm putting $10 in it, or whether I'm doing it halfway, whatever. I never really looked at the gas prices. It makes it known now that I got to look at the gas prices because everybody else is talking about looking at the gas prices. And so when I allocate a budget, and when I say I allocate a budget every week, I allocate my gas. What I need for the gas. Now I'm starting to get to the point I'm looking at it and I'm getting agitated. Something I never did before. Think about it. Your surroundings of what you see on social media, what people are saying to you, it affects you in some kind of way negatively, especially if it's negative, or positively. And it's like, okay, I wasn't where I used to be. At least I got money to put in my gas tank. Okay. And I had to let go within just listening to his message yesterday. Stop looking at the gas prices. Go back to who you were. You only doing it now because everybody else is making it obvious that the gas is high right now. So what I'm saying to you is go into a place where you know that God is going to provide. And you know that regardless of what the gas prices is, what that bill is, what the credit card is, what that debt is, that he is going to provide. And God is a miracle working God. And then also pray about the things that you need and you want. Trust me, he always provides in some kind of way. But I'm going to tell you this. I have to put this little snippet in there. If you're not tithing and you're not going to church, not going to church, but if you're going to church and you're not tithing, that's a big part of it. Because I tithe more than what I'm supposed to. And I think I do that because it's a faith thing. I do it because it's a faith walk for me to know that God, okay, you're going to take care of me regardless. So I'm going to have to tithe more than what I need to. And then the giving, then you go to the giving. Giving and tithing are 2 different things. That's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother time. Maybe that's what we should talk about first. But we're still going to stay on the basis of this tithing, giving, and your emotions. Back to my point. When you get to the point in your life where you're set, accomplished, whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, never allow that one situation to deter you from what God has for you. Never allow that one situation to deter your emotions. I am personally, making a commitment to myself, and because I'm putting it on here, I'm making a commitment to you guys, that going forth, I would not allow my emotion to change because of what I don't have financially or what I do have financially, even when you do have financially, because we change. We know this is another thing. Well, this is tax season, right? People start buying cars and people start doing other things. I'm big into investing. That's whether you're investing in yourself, investing in a coach, investing in stocks, real estate, whatever it is. I'm big into investing because I feel like that's what you sow to reap something too. But that's a whole nother thing. When I say that is like it's tax season. You can let your emotions attract. Oh, it's tax season. The only time that people are usually 9 times out of 10 happy, look at the stats, is around tax season. Because people are getting this big lump sum of money, especially if you have children. And it's like, oh, this is a relief to my bills, or it's a relief to me. And I don't have a problem with it either way. You spend your money the way you want to spend it. But the point of this podcast and the point of this segment, or what you want to call it, I'm here to encourage, but also talk transparent and help and enrich other people. That's the reason why it's called the Breakthrough Podcast. So you can have a breakthrough on your life if you're personally listening to this. So what I am making the commitment to do, that when I do have a little extra, besides me giving the tithes, and I'm blessed, because just having $10 extra, you're still blessed. You may not look at it like that. 25 cents extra, you're still blessed. I always go by this saying, pennies add up. They do. I say pennies. I actually say, when I see a penny on the ground, I pick it up and say, pennies add up to millions. So it does. Just collect pennies and get them, what I'm saying is, what I'm going to make the commitment to do is not let my emotions change my thought process of how the day gonna go, how the week gonna go, what finances don't look right, when I'm in budgeting and I don't have the money for that, and if I gotta push off this, and if I can't do that, and not let it control my emotions, and start really walking in and believing that God got me. He's always had me all this time. So if he did it before, he could do it again. Like everybody says, it's the truth. But we never think about that in the point of going through the process of, oh my God, I don't have this right now, and I don't have that. We complain instead of looking at, he gonna provide for that. Oh, it's easier said than done. So that's one of my commitments I'm making. My next commitment I'm going to make is, I'm starting to give more, giving to other people more. I'm just going to give. I used to do this years ago. What I did was, I had a time where, I think I did it twice. If God put it on my heart to give, I had chose 10 people, and I think I did this last year too. And I sent like $100 to everybody. People didn't know why. I didn't tell them why I was sending it. I did. I just did it out of the blue. Got phone calls, thank yous, everything. People are appreciative. You just don't never know what that $100 would do. Now, you don't have $100 to give someone, then you don't give $100. But at that time, I had that to give in my savings, technically. And it was like, I wanted to give out of my heart to other people. Not because people was calling me saying they need it. Only because God placed it on my heart to give. I'm going to start, my second commitment is to just, when I do feel those emotions, or I'm balancing, or I'm budgeting, I'm just going to give. Because you just never know what somebody else is going through. And being a giver supplies so much more than you getting back. Yes, God will bless you, but you never know how God will bless you. A lot of people think, and I tell people this all the time, when we talk about God blessing us financially because we gave financially, he might not just bless you financially. I look at it in a different way. Now, you can disagree with me if you want to. I look at it in a way, he didn't let my car break down today. He let my car start up. There was a bill that was due, and it wasn't due until next month. My children didn't need anything. I had $10 extra at the budget and to put in a savings account. You get what I'm saying? I look at it in that way, that even when we're tithing, giving, blessing others, that we're not looking for the reap or the benefit of us doing what we did, but God woke us up another day to see another day, regardless of what this world is going through right now. And we all going through something spiritually. And that's another podcast. I got a lot of content. But right now we're going through something spiritually. And personally, I know for me, God is opening up my eyes that my purpose is not done on this earth yet. Every day that he wakes me up. Now, I don't wake up with this happy feeling every morning. I wake up with a feeling of, sometimes when I meditate, God get the sadness off me or the anxiety off me, because everybody that knows me know I plan everything out. I am like rush person. Everything got to get done. Everything. My son even came to me because he told me something in therapy. We was cooking yesterday together, and he said, "Mommy, I need you to come in the front room and sit down for a minute." And he said, "I know you said you're busy this week, but I need you to take a piece of paper and a pen and write down everything." And this was like in the midst of us listening to my Todd, and he's just like, "It's gonna take a minute. Just sit down, Mommy." Of course, I just listened to him like, okay, evidently you want to talk about something. But he was realizing that his mom is in this emotion of rush, everything got to get done, and I got a lot to do this week. And usually I tell my son, I got a lot to do this week, I'm busy this week, I got to record, I got to be on an interview, I got to do that. And I talk just like I'm saying it. And so he's like, okay, let me use what I'm learning in therapy to help my mom. And I thought that was just amazing. So he has me writing down everything, which I do, but I don't. That's what I realized yesterday. Things on my phone, I can't stand phones. I can't stand technology. I'm sorry to say that. But, of course, we got alerts in our phones, and we got calendars. And sometimes when I'm at home, I just don't even want my phone next to me. I usually put my phone in the other room. I get a lot of missed calls. But with me saying that is, what I'm saying is, when you are in your emotions of money and anxiety and whatever it is, but we're talking about money, trust that the Lord is going to provide, and that's just a temporary emotion. That doesn't have to be forever. You don't have to go on and on and on and say, I don't have $5 here to pay for gas, so let me just put this $2 in the tank. I'm just being funny. I don't have $75. That's where right now I have a truck, and so that's what it costs to fill up my truck. I don't have $75 to fill up my truck, but guess what I do have? 40. Maybe it'll put it on half. Maybe it'll just put a little bit over half. I got something. I got enough to get my son back and forth to school, my daughter back and forth to school, and me home, and them to do what they got to do and travel. In that midst of, I am taking the commitment, and I want you to take the commitment to stop letting our emotions alter our finances wherever we at, to alter our emotions. I want to take a vacation. I'm going to this and I'm going to that. Okay. And if you don't have it, not that the vacation can't happen, but trust God that he's going to provide. There have been times God has provided for me in the midst, at the last minute. And I'm talking about like, God, me praying and fasting and everything. And I'm talking about the last minute. I think a lot of times God do that because he wants to test our faith in him. Are we going to just walk in what we want? Or are we going to trust him to do what he needs to do in our lives. So I'm telling you, I have seen God show up, or somebody just drop money in my bank account, or like I was telling you, that it's like, son, I didn't think I had. Okay, $100 to me is a lot still right now in 2022. It may not be to you, but that's a lot to me because it's something I didn't have. So I'm so appreciative when God shows up in the little things, that I can appreciate the little things. So when I know those bigger things are coming, I'm going to be shouting and jumping for joy. So take this commitment with me that we stop allowing our emotions about money, about finances, the negative parts about finances, or the positive parts, and say, okay, this is just a temporary emotion because it's tax season. This is just a temporary emotion because I'm getting this money right now. And understand that, honestly, all of it is God's money. That 10% is God's, but that 90% is God's too. The just great part about God, he gave you the 90%. He just required that 10. So it's your responsibility to take care of that 90. And he only requires that 10. And so today's podcast is about finances, helping you with your emotions, or believing God through finances and your emotions. Whatever way you want to take it. I'm taking the commitment to stop allowing negative thoughts and the negative process. Take the commitment with me. And then also, if you want to go on the next step like I'm doing, take the commitment to give and give back even when you don't have. Okay? Pay for somebody's coffee in line. Pay it forward. Just send someone money that you may know need it, or you may not. Ask God to place the person on your heart that you want to encourage, whether you know them or not, with some finances. Trust me, I'm telling you, once you start giving out of your heart, it's going to come back to you one way or the other. And just watch the miracles, signs, and wonders of what God does. That is this podcast for today. Thank you for calling. Thank you for watching and listening to the Breakthrough Podcast. I am your host, Reba Bell, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening in on today's show. You can find me online at rebabell.com to order any of my products or my books, or you can find me at Instagram at breakthroughcoach_Reba Arve. Thank you again, and see you next week.